Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Know the facts, my friend. You try to live a good life for the most part. You don't go around making mischief. No one can accuse you of being a nuisance. You don't run into trouble with the law. Your colleagues seem to like you. Neighbors greet you warmly. You're a fairly good person. But there's a reality that you cannot escape, erase, or eradicate. You have enemies. And today, that is what we need to talk about. An enemy is someone who hates you, who desires to see bad things happen to you. Some enemies are passive in that they are likely to avoid you, they avoid interacting with you, and if they do, it is hardly ever friendly or at best pretentious. What did you do to have such a person in your life? You might never know, and probably there is not much you can do to correct it. You need to be aware of those persons and live your life with that knowledge. Be wise, be safe, be careful. There is, however, a particular enemy that we need to talk about. This enemy has been around from the Garden of Eden. We're talking about an enemy who is extensive in his modus operandi, an enemy who you cannot afford to ignore. We're talking about the devil. You are God's creation, and that is the number one reason for Satan to hate you. Satan has beef with God, and his one mission is to destroy everything that God has created or to take over everything that God has made. When he first showed up in the Garden of Eden, Satan's motive was to strike the masterpiece of the creation story. He was intentional in his efforts that we read of in Genesis 3. He managed to lead the first humans into sin, and that has plunged the whole creation, humans, animals, plant life, the very earth itself, into chaos. That is why people grow to hate each other. That is why we have natural disasters. That is why we have wars and crimes and corruptions. But it gets even more specific. The other reason, and most predominant, is that Satan hates you because he has this intense passion against every child of God. Satan's program is a 3-step program: steal, kill, and destroy. The final step is to destroy you physically and spiritually. Please don't panic. We're simply building an awareness in you. What should you do? A great question demands an even greater answer. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks about like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. Resist him, steadfast in your faith, knowing that the same sufferings are experienced by your brotherhood in the world. 1 Peter 5:8 and 9. This is a given. Live your life on red alert, because there is no season that you can set aside to deal with this enemy. It is anytime and every day. Be smart. The Bible warns you to be smart, and smart means that you are fully aware of the efforts of the enemy and you live your life not in fear but in readiness to resist. Be ready to defend. Be ready to live in success. You heard me. This is nothing to let you be consumed with fear and think that you're going to lock yourself in your house with padlocks on every door and the windows barred and you sit on your couch with a shotgun ready. No, sir. Live your life. Go about your business, but you have to have spiritual eyes in the back of your head. Your spiritual hearing has to be acute and sharp, and be confident that this enemy will not win the war. You are on the winning side. Another piece of your response to this enemy is found in Ephesians 6:10-12. Finally, my brothers, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, Take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Understand every word that is used in that war plan. You have to be strong, and that strength comes from God. So you have to stay tuned to the Spirit of God. The big thing, my friend, is to know that you don't waste your battle strategy against the people in your life. Your problem is more than what people are doing to you. It is the enemy behind it always. I want to end our talk today with a simple and straightforward message. You are not alone. The Holy Spirit fights for you. And here is the most powerful promise that you could hear today. This enemy can turn up the heat anytime. I mean, he can intensify his efforts, which includes an effort to destroy. But here is what you must never ever forget. And this message is found in Isaiah 59 and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against him. That, my friend, is guaranteed victory. If you understand a flood, it is destructive in force and nature, and every time the flood is unleashed, the Holy Spirit raises the levee, raises the blocking wall, and the flood goes so far and no further. Its program is aborted by the Holy Spirit. Know the facts, my friend.